Welcome to the second episode of Starting Drama, here with my guest host, Connor Fulkerson, for the second week. This week, the vlog is sponsored by Cookout. Get your Cookout tray today. We're quite thankful. And they're doing a special promotion on Cookout jerseys. You can get your own hoopin' jersey.
Get your big double with cheese, plain, Cajun fries, and a chicken quesadilla with a Mr. Pibb drink.
Wow. And then if you're feeling a little frisky, you can switch it up with the corn dog.
No, I wouldn't recommend it, but...
Don't let anyone see you.
All right.
Only when you're going by yourself. But, yeah, we're going to get in a great week of games. I mean, I'm satisfied. Are you satisfied?
Oh, I'm more than satisfied with my 1-0 start. And I think you are, too.
I mean, it's really great. I caught a lot of heat, but...
Anytime you can beat Brad, it's a good week.
I mean, it means a lot. It's big.
Yeah, so we're just going to go through each matchup this week, break it down for you. With the first matchup of the week, we had myself, Slovenia's Finest, versus Team Miesner. Can't say Team Miesner did a great job setting his lineup this week as he played two tight ends and sat OBJ.
Wow, yeah.
So other than that, it was a pretty exciting matchup. Matt Stafford had about 27 points. That was I think is the highest quarterback of the week, other than maybe Alex Smith.
Yep. Nobody used him, so you're good.
Nobody used him, so yeah, I got that going for me. But what did you think about the matchup?
Well, since you're here, just quick interviewer's question. Were you ever worried?
Honestly, no. Whenever I saw Odell was out and he was still in the lineup, and he only had Colby Fleener to throw in at flex, which, hey, he actually did well. 11.4. He beat... No, he did not beat my flex, but he still had a good day. But no, I honestly was never worried.
Tom Brady putting up a whopping 10 points.
That got me off to a great start. After I saw Thursday night, Tom Brady has 10, I was feeling great. But yeah, I'm looking at the rest of his team. LeGarrette Blount, 10.7. He had a receiving touchdown. I'm pretty sure that's the first receiving touchdown of his career, so I don't know if we're going to be able to see any more of that going forward. Lamar Miller looked all right. T.Y. Hilton doesn't have Andrew Luck, so I don't know if...
High score of the week as a kicker is never a good sign.
No.
Never a good sign.
Not a good... Wait. Oh, my... You're right. His kicker was his highest score.
I wasn't joking. I was serious.
His second highest was Colby Fleener. So, rough week. But he didn't get to start Jarvis Landry. That's a little rough. And Odell was out.
Irma got him.
Yeah, but, I mean, if he would have been a little bit better at managing his team, he maybe could have slid into wide receiver whenever he found out that bye week was coming. But, hey, what are you going to do? Amari Cooper had an incredible touchdown. A lot of heart, a lot of effort. If you haven't seen that highlight, go back and watch it. But I think that pretty much sums up that matchup. So we're moving on to Team Johnson versus Team Perryman.
Wow.
Sam Bradford. Big game.
Yeah, see, this matchup was interesting because, Eric really hit his stride at 10 o'clock at night yesterday.
The Monday night games were big for Eric.
When everyone was asleep, and who would have thought those purple-horned warriors would just put out for him,
Yeah, and I have to say, undoubtedly, this is the matchup of the two worst team names of the week. Team Johnson versus Team Perryman.
It should be a fine.
It should be a fine. We're going to look into that. If that's not changed by next week, there'll be hell to pay.
Forget taking Luke Stoltz's $5 out of the grand prize. They need to solid $250 to Luke Stoltz.
Yeah, especially for the week he had. But LaShawn McCoy looked great. Had a bunch of yards, limped off the field right when they got down to the 1. Mike Tolbert punched it in.
That's big.
Classic LaShawn McCoy limping out during the game.
Starting out with a -4 from the New England defense is always nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So that'll get your butthole tight. But
yeah, Stephon Diggs, incredible game. 2 touchdowns, 93 yards. We have to wonder if that's a one-time thing or if we can expect it going forward. He was playing the Saints secondary.
Correct.
Not that great. Team Perryman.
Patrick.
Yeah, you didn't get to start Mike Evans, which is tough. But say he scored 30, you still lost. So, looking forward, I gotta think
he didn't get to play
Cameron Brate either. DeMarco Murray's. I'm a little worried about DeMarco Murray. The Titans look to be pass heavy this year. Don't know if he's going to have the year he had last year.
Splitting carries.
But
he's the number one, but he's
still an undeniable talent.
Correct.
And Aaron Rodgers didn't have an incredible week.
Also, it looks like the Christian McCaffrey train is going to be good for them PPR leagues, but since we are not,
don't know.
That boy Jay Stu is still getting them goal line touches.
Yeah, so I think he's got some potential going forward, but not having Mike Evans and then a rough week from DeMarco Murray and Aaron Rodgers, don't know what you can do there. Next matchup, Team Ozier, a.k.a. Tristan Nosick, and Gronky Kong. All right, first we have to talk about the trade that went down. Ezekiel Elliott for Rob Gronkowski. We had some other pieces thrown in. Hunter Henry, who I don't think scored a point, and Derrick Henry, who looked all right. He could be a decent play if DeMarco goes down.
Correct.
But who do we think won the trade?
Going into it, I'm gonna say I was a little biased because I found out that when Ezekiel Elliott was playing, I had to play against him initially. So I'll try to take a little bias away from it. But once I found out that, wasn't a good sign. Looking like he's gonna play the whole year, and I do think Gronk will hit his stride, but I do think that the pressure you saw from Eric Berry is something teams will work. He can still go up and get balls.
Bill Simmons said Gronk just looked like an old man out there.
Oh, wow.
Said he was uncoordinated. Not the same Gronk. And that's from a Patriot fan, so I don't know what you can say there about Gronk going forward.
A basketball analyst.
Yeah, so we'll see if Evan tries to move Gronk for some pieces.
Ooh, wow.
I wouldn't be shocked if you get a text about Gronk. So, anyways, let's look at the rest of this matchup. Melvin Gordon looked great. Heavily used in the passing game, too.
Fun fact of the day, you combine these two teams, they wouldn't have beat Luke Stoltz.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be close. So, that's always good to know. Ty Montgomery looked good against a tough Seattle defense. Looks to be heavily involved. Tristan. Matt Ryan, decent game.
He'll get more TDs. He put up a whopping 321 yards.
Yeah. Adrian Peterson, not playable.
We found that out. At least he knows.
You know now. He knows. I mean, maybe a flex, maybe. All right, but Le'Veon Bell, he's going to have a better game most weeks.
Get into it.
So I wouldn't be too worried. Doug Baldwin should have a better week going forward. Green Bay's defense actually looked great. I watched most of that game. I was very surprised with the Green Bay defense.
Playing against the Seahawks.
Brandon Cooks had a pretty good game. Didn't get in the end zone, but had a lot of yards. Eifert.
I don't think that's his fault.
For 4 yards.
I will say I'm not worried about that. He played great.
Andy Dalton.
Obviously, he was hurt, but the year before that, everyone's really high on him. I don't think, Tristan needs to worry about him. He needs to worry about the Bengals as a whole.
Yeah, Andy Dalton with 5 turnovers in a game. Can't love that. He went negative.
Worst QB rating in 10 years.
Sleeper pick, I really like his kicker. Matt Prater from Detroit.
Solid.
I like it. He only had 7 points, but going forward, I like him. What do we think about Evans' receivers? Crabtree and Sanders. His running backs look pretty strong, other than Kelly.
I think you got Crabtree's the number 2, with Amari and stuff, and so I think he'll get more catches and stuff throughout, and his TDs will be up and down just like last year. Emmanuel Sanders, I think it's getting balls thrown to you from Trevor Siemian probably isn't the best thing in the world.
Ouch, that wasn't me that said it.
So they're definitely defense heavy. They're going to kick a lot of field goals, and they barely beat the Chargers. So they got that going for them.
All right, so let's move on to the next matchup. We've got the Inglorious Bradfords versus My Cool Squad, Michael Reeves. So the Inglorious Bradfords had a tough week.
He might trade for him. He needs to trade for him.
Yeah, you need Sam Bradford on your team.
I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, he looks decent. But he didn't have J.J., so that's one thing. He had to start Smash Jackson, Paul Perkins. Russell Wilson had a bad week. Demaryius Thomas, average. Michael Thomas, bad week. Devontae Adams, a little worried about Devontae Adams. Not sure if he's going to have the same year he had last year.
Yeah.
So
Jordy's completely healthy.
Yeah, there's a little to look forward to.
Randall looked good. Randall Cobb looks back to his old self. They got a lot of touches from their slot game then. throwing some jump balls to Devontae.
Is this another matchup that if they combine, they wouldn't beat Luke Stoltz?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's another matchup. Moving to my cool squad for Michael Reeves. Love Fournette. AJ Green didn't have a good game, but I like AJ Green. DeAndre Hopkins, now that he doesn't have Tom Savage throwing it to him, I think he could be good. He's got the talent.
I don't know what to think about him because the year he had 5 different quarterbacks.
It's his best year.
Was his best year, and you're like, this dude can catch a pass from anybody.
Yeah.
And then he has, I wouldn't call it stability last year, but he has a little bit of consistency of people throwing to him. He did jack squat.
There's no question about his talent. It's just the situation and the targets. And so I like Deshaun Watson there. Fournette looked great. A lot of carries. I think he had almost 30 carries. Mm-hmm. So
I looked at Jimmy Graham's touches too, and he got good looks. It just didn't turn into anything. Yeah. I think it was just like you said, the Packers D was just kind of on the ball.
The offensive coordinator from the Jags said their goal is to have Blake Bortles throw the ball 0 times. So as a Leonard Fournette owner, you have to feel great about that.
That does feel good. They also have Chris Ivory and T.J. Yeldon, so
not worried about the backups.
We might have 3 starting Jaguar running backs in lineups.
Who knows? Kirk Cousins, I'm thinking he might take a step back this year.
Bust.
Call me crazy. Seattle defense only had 6 points, but they looked very good. Mm-hmm. They're just playing the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure what you can do there. Had Andy Dalton on his bench with -3. Thank God you did not play him.
Great call.
And I like the bench play with Randall Cobb. Get him in the game. Mm-hmm. All right.
9 receptions, a lot of looks.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got yours truly, Caleb Elliott slot shaming versus Mel Gibson horse hunters, Bradley Nolan.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have to start this with Mike Gillislee.
I got so much heat for that pick.
Was he the second highest scoring running back of the week?
I believe behind.
I know he's behind Kareem Hunt. I think he was the second highest scoring running back of the week.
I got so much heat for that.
I was one of them.
He had 8 touchdowns last year behind LaShawn McCoy. Okay, your boy can punch it in on the goal line. Patriots.
Here's what I'll say. It was the perfect game script for Mike Gillislee. If the Patriots get down to the 4-yard line, yes, you want Mike Gillislee on your team.
It's going to happen once.
How many games are you going to have a game script like that? So what I'm worried about is what happens when the games where the Patriots score from 20 yards out each time.
No Edelman, Gronk's, like you said, an old man.
Brandon Cooks, he could strike from deep.
They're doubling him.
Maybe. But Gillislee, I think, has high upside, but is a risky play. That's my assessment.
Always playing.
Jordan Howard looked good. Don't know if he looked as good as Tyreek Cohen, but Jordan Howard's the person to own.
Yes. I'm okay with that.
Tyreek Cohen was spectacular. Julio Jones, Martavis Bryant.
Julio, I had him last year as well. It is what it is. He's gonna have games like this, and it's okay. 6.6 for a bad day is okay.
Yeah.
If that's your bad day, that's fine.
Yeah.
And so he's going to have games where he has 2 TDs, 3 TDs, and he'll save me. So we'll see that as a downfall of 6.6, I will take it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the week that Mike Gillislee and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense won for you, for sure. Those are the 2 big performers.
Yeah. My boy, Jay Stu.
Everyone else was solid. Jay Stewart was good.
Solid 14.2.
Good.
I played Delaney Walker specifically because who knows? I didn't know what Martellus Bennett would be.
Yes.
No Deshaun Jackson. So, we'll see how that turns out. Brad put up a pretty solid week.
He did. He had a good week. Ezekiel Elliott 14. That's what a stud running back looks like, Evan.
And that's without TDs. No TDs.
No TDs. Easily could have had 20. Great week. Dak Prescott looks great against a tough Giants defense. Frank Gore didn't have a great week, but did anybody have a great week for the Colts?
No.
I don't think so.
It won't be a great anything for the Colts.
Yeah, that is a little bit of a concern going forward. If the Colts are down big in every game, I don't think they're going to be running up the middle with Frank Gore very often. Right. So
he's got
worried about the touches there.
He's got Jaquiz. I'm sure he'll play him coming back with the muscle hamster being on the bench. So
how about Hunter Henry?
A big goose egg.
Big game. 0 receptions for 0
Took him
yards.
over Gronk. We thought Gronk had a bad week. But
at least he didn't score 0.
At least he didn't score 0.
Yeah.
Jordy Nelson. Jordy played great. Like I said,
Looked
him
good
and Randall Cobb,
against the Seahawks.
moving against the Seahawks. We saw Brad's own frustration with Mark Ingram, and we talked about Tiz and Adrian Peterson. Who's picking up Kamara? Because
he seems to be the only good back. Yeah.
Like I said, he has the nose ring, and I think that's a big factor.
Yeah.
Because,
And I've got a question. Are half of Jordy Nelson's touchdowns on free plays? I'm pretty sure every time he scores a touchdown,
he's a go.
Somebody jumps off sides. He goes deep. Aaron Rodgers throws it up. I don't know why they don't run that play every time.
Everything else is a quick slant.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Let's take a look at their benches. Do we have any hidden gems down here?
I don't know what Deshaun Jackson is.
Sammy Watkins has some upside. Didn't look incredible, but it's his first week. What are you going to do? So last matchup, maybe the best matchup of the week. Give Ben a ×2 multiplier. He still comes up short. Let's start with the bright spots for Ben. All right, Mariota. He looks good. He's
solid.
He's a rushing quarterback, which helps. CD. It helps. Carlos Hyde, average, I guess. Just tough when you're on the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to talk about David Johnson.
What to do?
What to do, Ben? Do you drop him? Do you trade him? Do you trade him right now for
picks?
Bilal Powell? Do you trade him for him?
Do you concede for the whole year and just go straight into rebuilding mode?
You could trade draft picks.
Go for it.
Tank this season. But it's going to be tough without David Johnson. I'm a little worried about Ben's team. All right, we've got running backs of now. If you take out David Johnson, you got Carlos Hyde, C.J. Anderson, and who did you start after that? James White
or James White?
Ugh, rough. And can we talk about the Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard picks? Took
got
2 backup wide receivers for the Giants,
and you think
it
might be okay. You might think it's okay because OBJ's out.
Yeah, OBJ's out. They're the number 1 and number 2 options. They combined for 6 points.
So even if you played them both, you got nothing.
I'm worried. How do you pick who to start each week? Who do you know? I mean, how do you know if Brandon Marshall's going to go off?
We all gave him a hard time
Sterling
about
Shepard's going to go off.
But Alshon gave him the most work.
I mean, Alshon caught a 2-point conversion.
It's big.
That's a third of a touchdown, right? That's big. Jordan Reed, hearing a lot of whisperings that his toe injury might be resurfacing.
Wow.
At least
like Shaq.
The podcast I listen to, they're a little worried about him going forward. They don't know if he'll make it through the season. So if we have David Johnson out, Jordan Reed out, we're left with bits and pieces of a team.
Are we gonna go 0-16? 0-14? 0-12?
It's definitely possible. Not going to put it out of the realm of possibilities, but let's talk about the best team of the week. The unquestioned leader.
Jitterbug.
Kareem Hunt.
Wow.
Spectacular.
Great.
Now, is he ever going to score 40 fantasy points again? Probably not. But is he going to be a top 8 running back? Almost for sure, I would say.
First carry in the NFL, fumble.
That's
fumble. Luke probably had a little bit of vomit in his mouth, and then just swallowed it right down by the end of the game.
I'm shocked he went with the 2 rookie running backs with his first picks, but it's looking
like
it's pretty good. Dalvin Cook looked good. I watched that game. He looked real good. Derek Carr, he's a gunslinger. He's going to get yards. He's going to get TDs.
No picks. That's big for him.
Yeah, didn't have an incredible week, but it was solid. I mean,
took care of the football.
With quarterbacks this week, you'll take 18 points every time. Zach Ertz, great sleeper pick at tight end. Thought he was great. Tyreek Hill, he's incredible.
Wow,
special with the ball.
Same team. You think like maybe you'll have a breakout star, but both of them in one game on the same team, having Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill both put up pretty solid numbers that you weren't expecting.
And we just found out what we already knew. Antonio Brown, best receiver in football. Didn't have a touchdown, still scored 18.2 points. He was incredible.
He was.
And his defense, how about that? 29 points.
The Rams.
For the Rams. Luke Stoltz could have played 2 people. Could have played the defense and Kareem Hunt and beat Ben by 20 points. That's spectacular. Let's check out Luke Stoltz's bench. He had Marvin Jones, touchdown. Terrence West, touchdown. Kenny Golladay, 2 touchdowns. His bench is stacked. So Luke Stoltz was like a powerhouse this year. Great week. Love to see the all-time Tier 2 champion get humbled on week 1.
He's going to have that title until we die.
Yeah.
Because that's
going to be his only fantasy championship.
That's all he's going to have.
All right. So we got a new segment coming up.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Definitely. Really excited. I love it when our guest hosts contribute.
Yes.
And I don't have to do anything. It's really big because let's just make it clear. I'm going to be unprepared 14 times this year and 2 down. So
there we go.
12 more of unprepared.
There we go. So we've got who I'm worried about, who I'm not worried about. All right. So some people had bad weeks, but it's okay. You're going to come back next week better. There's some people that either had good or bad weeks, but I'm not too excited about the future. So we're going to start with a person I think they need to be worried. And it's going to be Gideon Meisner. Mm-hmm. All right. I think you need to be worried. Okay. I know OBJ didn't play. I know Jarvis Landry was on bye. But when I look at your running backs, I'm worried. Whoa. I'm worried. LeGarrette Blount, I'm not excited about his future. I know he's a goal line back, but that can only get you so far. I don't know. And Lamar Miller, I heard that the Texans are looking hard into Deontay Foreman, getting more carries. Lamar Miller didn't look special. He looked good. He looked all right. And then T.Y. Hilton, he's almost not playable when Andrew Luck isn't starting. So that's 3 starters that I'm just not high on.
It's hard to have a deep threat when the quarterback only throws the ball 15 yards.
Yeah.
So that's a big breakdown there.
So I don't see much potential on his bench. He got hurt, right? Kevin White, broken collarbone,
yes,
out for the year.
He's out for the year.
Out for the year. Willie Snead,
still suspended.
Danny Woodhead out for a month, I believe, or longer.
Jonathan Williams plays for the Bills.
So I'm not excited about the prospects of this team. Now I hope you prove me wrong. I hope OBJ has a big year. Lamar Miller,
Danny Woodhead, great pick in 2012. Great pick.
But I'm worried going forward for Team Meisner. The next person I'm worried about is, who did I say I was worried about?
Well, let's go with your one that you don't worry about.
I'll get another one that I'm not worried about.
Even though a bad week, we talked about them not being too worried about the team.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Tristan Nosek, Team Osier. Okay? Le'Veon Bell is not going to score 4 points the rest of the year.
He'll get a groove. Same with Martavius.
He'll get in a groove. Doug Baldwin, he had 6 points. I think he's going to be much better than that. Green Bay defense looked good, like we talked about. I think Baldwin's going to be good.
Matt Ryan only got 1 TD, even though he put up massive yards.
Yes, he's going to be much better. And I think Eifert will be better and Cooks will be better going forward. He also had Rawls that's out. I think he might end up being the back in Seattle. Eddie Lacy obviously proved he is awful.
Yeah, I think
fat Eddie Lacy.
I think a big thing with all the new receivers and new places, I think it'll be a time thing too that we'll see. You know, you have Eric Decker got 1 point. Alshon got 5. Martavius got 1. You have Brandon Marshall got 1. I don't think all of them are going to be bad. I don't think all of them are going to have weeks where they just, I'm not going to do much. So we'll see them catch their stride with the new quarterbacks. Yeah, and I think Eric Decker might be one of those
guys. If you just say Le'Veon Bell has a decent week, or has a good week, scores 20, he beats Evan.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be too worried about that team. There's definitely some holes at running back, but I think everybody has holes at this point. So another person I'm not worried about is Inglorious Bradford's. So maybe a little bit of a surprising pick considering he scored 50. But Jay Ajayi's on bye. Mm-hmm. His top pick. Michael Thomas went against the Minnesota defense. Tough defense. I think he's going to be much better going forward. Demaryius Thomas has got potential. And then I think Joe Mixon, by the end of the year, will be the back in Cincinnati. It may take a few weeks, but I think if you watch the game, he's obviously the best running back on the team.
And the way the Red Rocket is throwing the ball, they'll probably run the ball more.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Russell Wilson had a bad game. He has the Denver defense. I like his team going forward, even though it was a tough week to say the least. So, not worried about Inglorious Bradfords.
Sweet. Well, we will end the show the way we do. We'll do this every week with each guest host, and I will ask him for his stone cold lock of a matchup of next week.
All right, my stone cold lock.
We'll go through some of the matchups.
Yeah, let's go through all the matchups. Slovenia's finest, myself, versus Michael Reeves.
Could be a barn burner.
It's early, so people haven't set their lineup, so the projections mean almost nothing. But Michael Reeves is projected to win by 2 points. Thought I'd point that out. Team Ogier, Tristan, versus Team Johnson, Eric. As I said, the person I'm not worried about, Tristan Nosek, he is projected to win by 4 points.
It looks like they have their lineup set as well.
Yeah. Team Perryman versus Gronky Kong. Gronky Kong is supposed to win by 5. Team Meisner playing Inglorious Bradfords. Team Meisner, I was worried about him, but he's projected 6 points higher.
Wow.
And then we've got Caleb Elliott versus Ben Pompelli. Ben's already projected to lose by 13.
Mm-hmm.
So that's rough. And then last game of the week, we got Mel Gibson Horse Hunters projected to beat Team Jitterbug.
Wow.
Okay. So Stone Cold Locks, I think this is easy for me. It's you over Ben.
Wow.
Already projected to beat him by 13. He's not going to have
money.
Nice. Thanks for the money. Not worried about Caleb's chances of winning here. It's going to be pretty easy considering David Johnson's out. Jordan Reed could get hurt on the way to practice tomorrow. We don't know. But not really too excited about Ben's chances in any of the games this week, so it's a pretty easy pick for me. What about you?
Yeah, I like my chances. I believe I'm projected to beat him at every position the way our lineups are right now. Maybe not tight end, but Jordan Reed is...
He's going to get hurt.
He's not going to show up, so we'll be fine.
So you'll be good.
Call me a wild card. Stone Cold Lock, Brad Nolan beats Luke Stoltz.
I'm all in. I believe it.
Push the chips on the table. He's coming back with a vengeance. He got the close loss against me. I'm glad he's not taking it out on me. He's going to take it out on Luke Stoltz. Luke Stoltz is going to be, pumping that iron, thinking he's safe and cozy, and the glass house is going to crack.
It's the law of averages, all right? Mm-hmm. You can't have a 150 week and come back with another big week.
It doesn't happen.
You're going to be bad next week. I'm sorry. Your luck ran out week 1. Are you still maybe the best team in the league?
Absolutely.
Probably, but you're not winning this week. I'm just too excited about Zeke. I'm too excited about Jordy. It's going to be a big week. Don't know what else to say other than, Luke, you're going down. You're going to be 1-1, just like last year. One of the best teams, but unfortunately, bad luck.
We're just waiting for it to change to the dumpster fire.
The only way you don't lose is if all of Ben's luck has been transported to you. That's the only way you're going to survive this week.
Wow, that's a lot of luck.
Yeah.
He's got Andrew Luck on his team.
So those are our Stone Cold Locks.
Sponsored by Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. The little Rockies turn blue when it's ready to drink. Cold activated can. Starting drama, week 2 with my guest, Connor Fulkerson. It's been great. We'll get you all around. Keep it up. See you guys on Thursday in the group me.
Good luck out there.
Deuces.